the desert of the real.
Welcome to the Desert of the Real. I am your host, Ryan Hudson, and joined with me, as always, is a man who tried to murder you as a child and somehow comes back into your life in a significant way.
Jason Deeds.
Wow, I was surprised.
Question mark?
Okay, here's the thing. We're talking about No Time to Die. James Bond, the last James Bond movie we'll probably ever cover on this podcast. Because I don't want to give Jason, a heart attack
Or any more fodder for the action movie hate canon.
We'll get into it. No Time to Die, last Daniel Craig film. There are a number of contrivances you kind of have to accept with this film.
Yes, to say the least.
But what's this podcast, I hear you wondering? Desert of the Real is a movie podcast where I force Jason Deeds to watch big blockbuster movies he's refused to watch because he did not think they were worth his time. We are currently finishing
Hallelujah.
Daniel Craig James Bond movies. We're here to ask if this movie has anything deep to say. We are two English language arts high school teachers, and we attempt to use our academic training to dig deeply into film. And we explore the creativity, philosophy, film studies, and ethics in our films and push you, the listener, to think critically about your entertainment.
You pulled it off.
I did it. No notes.
After 115 times.
Before we get too far into this, I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is Dietz sent me he sent me the throw-up emoji.
Just about to end the last 20, 30 minutes.
I was, which is nuts, and we are
my.
going to talk
There's
about
no
the
way.
ending of this movie.
There's
but
no way.
I can't even fathom what's about to be said.
Yes,
But
you can. You've known me for half a decade or more.
I was talking to my dad and my brother about there's this new and popular and probably very damaging to society gambling app which allows you to gamble on anything. Feels bad for everything, like for society.
Yeah.
However, my brother made the joke. It's like you could have on the gambling app, will Dietz like this movie? Because sometimes
It's not that hard. I don't feel like it's that hard to figure out if I would like it or not.
I think it is Dietz.
You thought I would like this one.
Well, I mean...
I didn't hate it.
I mean,
Like, it
I
wasn't
know. You didn't hate
the worst movie ever.
I'm curious about the ending, and we'll get there. We'll talk about our pros and our cons.
Fair
and then
enough.
get into our philosophy and
Fair enough.
film studies and ethics. First, Dietz. Let's talk about where this movie come from. Because this movie, like most movies, has a production history. Right away, it was planned to be the final Bond film. And I'm so happy you did not know the ending. Because I think, it's not... I feel like if a student would have heard, oh, you're doing James Bond, what's your next one? If a student would have been like, oh, spoilers, by the way, for No Time to Die. It would have been like, oh, No Time to Die, is that the one where Bond dies? That would have been a student saying that, you know what I mean? But I don't think you knew.
I did not know.
You did not know, which is kind of fun. And this was always the plan for Craig's final one, no ifs, ands, or buts type of thing.
Sure.
And it's basically they wrote he dies at the end and worked backwards in a way. It's like what's the story that leads up to his death?
Oh,
and type
interesting.
of thing. Is that the best way to write a book or movie? I don't know. Maybe not, but that's what they did essentially. So roughly around the time that Spectre ended, obviously they were working on the next James Bond movie, whether Daniel Craig was in it or not, because at the time, like we said last week, it was not 100% Craig would return, because he did not have a good time. He got physically hurt, it was exhausting, and I guess, it's not even a good movie. Sam Mendes declined to return. They asked big directors like Denis Villeneuve, which, by the way, he's directing the next James Bond movie.
Oh,
So,
cool.
I mean, he's been doing Dune. Dune 3 comes out this December. And now, finally, since Dune, is ending, he's still working on stuff. Even though the movie's, like, filmed, he's still busy with Dune. But he's going to start transitioning to James Bond. So, for the past year or so...
Wait, he's dead.
Right. That's the thing. They got to recast Bond.
No, James Bond is dead.
I mean, yeah, but...
Oh, man. You just ruined my day.
But here's the we've already talked about, since this movie has come out, Amazon bought the rights to James Bond.
Yeah.
For the first time since
The dead guy?
the 60s. The production company Aeon, Everything or Nothing, the Broccoli family, which I think they actually have ties to broccoli in a weird way or something.
I would hope so.
But the Broccoli production family sold the rights in a kind of a sad way. It's kind of like it's just been this staple. Like, yeah, there's 100 James Bond movies, but the same people who've made them have been making them the whole time, and now they've handed over the keys to Amazon. And I guess you could say, because it's been a few years now, Amazon hasn't done anything yet. I mean,
Maybe they're like, we bought a dead guy. Wait a minute.
I would have put money on, there's going to make a Moneypenny TV show. The Blofeld spin-off TV show.
Well, they could do what is her name, Nomi? Is that the
Ana de Armas?
The other 007?
Oh, right. Okay, so, all right. Obviously, we're jumping ahead a little bit, but you end the movie with James Bond dying, and a lot of people are like, well, now what?
Yeah.
Because doesn't it say James Bond will return at the end?
I don't know.
The movies, since the first movie, Dr. No, has ended with James Bond will return. And back in the day, like in the 60s, it was like, he'll return in Thunderball, because they were basing them off of at least the names of like the novels and stuff. And then they ran out of novels or something, or at least the titles they wanted to use. So, this whole time they've ended with James Bond will return. Way, way, way before Marvel ever did it.
It does end with James Bond will return.
Right, and I remember seeing that. So, like...
Wait, hear me out. We do a Zombieland James Bond cross, where they, assemble all of the atomic bits of James Bond back together. You can have that, Hollywood.
Okay, so here's the fun thing about No Time to Die. Danny Boyle was hired to direct this movie. Danny Boyle, he's a British director. He directed, 28 Days Later, Train Spotting, but he also did, Slumdog Millionaire, 127 Hours Later. And, of course, the Beatles movie, Yesterday. That's him.
Wow.
But yeah, it makes sense. British director. He was helping write the movie, and apparently he was involving Russian espionage. But due to creative differences, he left. He clashed with producers too much. Danny Boyle walks away. Even though, like I just said, British directors have always directed James Bond movies. This is the first time an American directed James Bond movie, and his name is Cary Joji Fukunaga. And that might not be pronounced exactly right, but that's his name, or how it's said. And he was hired in 2018. He's got a tiny, tiny film career. And I think this movie's proof enough. I don't know why he hasn't directed other movies since this movie. He's a Japanese-American film director. Some movie I know nothing about called Sin Nombre from 2009. He directed the 2011 movie, the Jane Eyre movie. But then he directs the entire season of True Detective Season 1. And True Detective, that's the reconnaissance is a thing. It's Matthew McConaughey, Woody Harrelson, two detectives solving this mystery. It's a landmark season of TV, even though it's super extreme. You looked up all the things that made it and it's got everything.
Yeah.
But people say Season 1, especially his season, is one of the best seasons of television. Well... He directed a movie, Beasts of No Nation, for Netflix in 2015. But then he makes a little miniseries that I love a lot called Maniac on Netflix, where you got Emma Stone and Jonah Hill. They agreed for various reasons to do this experimental drug test, which forces patients to like have these dreams. And in the show, Emma Stone and Jonah Hill's machinery gets connected, so they're having the dreams together. So almost every episode's like a different like genre essentially. Like one's a fantasy thing, one's like a '90s, I don't know, drama thing. One's like involves an alien. All these things. It's nuts, and it's gorgeous to look at, and it's weird. It's super weird, but beautiful. And I maybe it's just the time I watched it. I was student teaching. We were living in this basement apartment. I remember doing a puzzle while we watched it together. So maybe it's because I have this just memory of that time in my life. But I remember like, wow, remember that weird show Maniac that I love, but.
You convinced me. I'll watch.
Look up what's like. I have to tell my students in my film class all the time. Just because I say I like something, it's not like telling you to watch it.
Right.
Like look up why it's rated, what it's rated, to make your own choices.
Right.
And then besides that is this movie. That's it. So he's made 3 movies, and then 2 TV shows, and that's it. And I think this movie, No Time to Die, is argument enough to be like, give this guy something to do. I think this movie's beautiful. I'm just going to say right off the bat, Deets, I think this movie looks good.
I know you do.
I know you know. The other 2 things I will say is, so he not only directs, but he also kind of starts rewriting. He gets a writing credit on this movie. But so does Phoebe Waller-Bridge. And I hear you asking, who's Phoebe Waller-Bridge? And, well, let me tell you, Deets. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, in the last Indiana Jones movie, she plays the goddaughter. In Solo, she played the robot. You don't remember these iconic characters, Deets? The thing is, she's an actress in her own right. She did, like, a one-woman show and turned the one-woman show into, like, a TV show, which is like impossible. Maybe because of a TV show called Killing Eve, she was like the producer / writer for the first 2 seasons. And then you watch the next 2 seasons, like this show is now awful for some reason. I think it's because of her. She was essentially brought into this James Bond movie literally as a script doctor. Like, make this better and make our characters better, and that was her job on this, and gets a whole writing credit for doing that. Cool. And I think this movie, James Bond feels more alive than in other James Bond movies. He's kind of
more human. He's
more human. I think I would argue, without going into too much research, I think that's the reason, because they brought Phoebe Waller-Bridge
to humanize him.
That was like her one job here. The last thing about the production that is significant is the fact that this movie got pushed and pushed and pushed. So it was supposed to come out in 2019. And here's the interesting thing about that. In 2019, we had 3 other significant conclusions of 3 huge franchises. 2 of which we've covered on this podcast. That's when Endgame came out, which by all means is the ending of the Marvel
for sure.
universe, except for the Spider-Man movie, which comes after, which you love so much.
I do.
And I like it too, but
I love it.
I just got to remind you that you liked that one.
I did. I loved it.
Also, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. The epic finale of the Star Wars... Yeah, exactly. And then... he did air quotes. And then, of course, Game of Thrones also ended, which... Not movies, but it was huge. People, I feel like, forget even now that it was huge at the time.
Yeah.
So James Bond was pushed because they changed directors, and they're like, all right, we're still making it. But then a funny little thing happened in 2020.
Wasn't that funny?
Not funny at all. So it's like, it won't come out this year, come out next year. 2020 is our year, baby. Did not come out in 2020. Got pushed all the way to October 2021. So even though it was a year after COVID, movies were still trying to figure out how do we come back where we can make money and have like a business here. Like, in a way, we are still seeing the ramifications of 2020.
Yeah. With
streaming and with who's going to see movies and what movies get money versus what movies don't get money, all of that. So 2019, nope. 2020, nope. 2021, and then it came out. Kind of interesting that at one point was going to join the ranks of at least 2 other major franchises as a significant ending.
But he will return, don't worry.
He will. But like I said, like immediately, James Bond has passionate fans. And I've learned that even more as I've just perused things. I saw today someone said, like just a person, said that people say I'm not a true James Bond fan because I said Craig is the best Bond. Like, I think one of the issues is I don't think young people are as passionate.
Right.
I think millennials and younger might not have the same nostalgia to this series. And I think that's what they got to figure out how to change if they want this to survive in any significant way.
Well, these 5 movies have hit the start and the end of James Bond.
Yeah.
Right? So there's not a ton of, like, you can't go earlier, and obviously he's dead, so you can't go later.
Yeah.
So I guess the only option would be, oh, here's a mission that we have in the middle of James Bond that didn't get a movie or whatever.
Right, but at the same time, you could also be like, this is a different timeline. And like, and this is jumping ahead to some things I want to cover later on, but in a large part, a lot of people just do not care about the continuity of James Bond. You know what I mean?
I noticed that. Yeah.
James Bond changes actors, and people don't even bat an eye, you know?
Yeah.
But there is a fun argument you could make, especially to people who are diehard fans. Like, you could argue these 5 are the only James Bond movies you need. You have a beginning, you have a whatever sequel, follow-up, then you have like an iconic, James Bond as Skyfall. Then you have a bad movie. Like, you get 50 years all in 5 movies.
That's all I need.
Good movies, bad movies. Anyway, let's get into what we liked or didn't like about this movie. You go first.
Me go first?
I've just talked over you.
Pros, we already covered that James Bond is much more human in this one, although I still don't buy his love thing. Also, I think I've decided that nobody kisses passionately well. I think I decided that. Because it's like this, like, at least these 2 don't.
Okay,
because
that's
like
fair.
they're like it's like they're crashing their skulls together and then they move their heads around. I don't want to watch that anyhow. They don't have, like you said last episode, I don't buy it.
I buy it way more here, though. I think it's actually serviceable here.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I think she's a good actress.
I don't even know who she is.
Leah, something in French last name.
Okay. Yeah, anyhow, the start of this, I think, was my favorite start.
Okay, let's talk. Okay, all right.
Because it was the most realistic and not stupid in any way.
I kind of agree in a way because they ran off because of their love. And I think it's kind of, like I just said, passable, like buyable here.
Yeah.
And there's the like, what should we do next? We have all the time in the world, which is it's referencing the James Bond song, and it even plays the music from the other movie,
Cool.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service. It's kind of, I've seen people say that this movie kind of mixed with Spectre is a loose remake adaptation of specifically that James Bond movie. Because in that Bond movie, he gets married. In this movie, he gets married, blah, blah, blah. But that song and the Louis Armstrong music that plays at that scene and at the end credits is from In Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yeah. Cool.
It's not. There's some deliberate things to reconnect to that Bond film.
Yeah. That was good. The attack on the whatever facility that was, the biowarfare facility, was good.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. It was like way more bad guy-y than anything in Spectre.
Yeah, Spectre's just the worst.
Also, the magnet elevator thing, that was super cool.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like that would actually work.
I always wonder what you think about these movies. Like, well, it's like that because it's either too far-fetched or too
No, I think
whatever.
that would work.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like just believable enough to be like science fiction tech. Where
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, that's a James Bond invention. That's
Yeah.
good.
Also, I love the fact that I could tell what the plot was in
Yeah.
this movie. Thumbs up.
It's not a perfect movie, but I think it's a good movie.
It's fine. There was a lot of good lines I wrote down.
It does, Deets.
Oh, where did you find the Book of Mormon? I was like, what? That was hilarious. How do you say dude's name? Rami?
Oh, yeah.
Malek
You're Rami Malek.
he's like a way better version of what Christoph Waltz was supposed to be.
Yeah, and I don't love this villain. And
I did compared to Blofeld,
Yeah, Blofeld's kind of a bummer.
but he's got some great lines.
The thing about Spectre is it has that great intro of Blofeld. Just the
Yeah.
silhouette and that evil
Yes.
meat. But then he needed to be more interesting after that.
Right.
But Rami Malek, this is post-Oscar when he won the Oscar for playing Freddie Mercury in Bohemian
Yeah.
Rhapsody.
He's not, there's no emotion at all, just like Blofeld, but for some reason it's a lot more powerful from him,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
But he's got some, like, are you any less damaged? That's a great line. When it's like, you're broken or whatever, and he's like, are you any less damaged? And he runs off this whole list of, that was a great line. Probably the most chilling line in the movie, to me anyway, is when he, like, picks up Matilda, and they're dragging his mom away, and he's like, don't worry, you have me. Oh, man. That's so, anyhow.
Do you like living? Do you like it here? No. Oh, you will.
Yeah. I don't know if it's because I'm a dad or because little kids are so vulnerable.
Yeah.
But anytime a villain is like doing like stuff like that, that's just, I don't know, it's chilling to me. I didn't need to kill you. I'd already broken you. I wanted to give you an empty world. That's Blofeld's best line
Yeah.
of his two movies, I think.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I don't understand revenge. I don't get it. As a this is what 4 of the 5 movies are about revenge. Isn't that
Okay,
true?
Quantum. Yep. Or Skyfall. Yep. All they're up. Yeah.
So I don't get it. Like, I mean, like, okay, so James Bond is James Bond,
Yeah.
but he's also a human being. If you wanted to kill this guy, you could do it because he just walks around in life. He's living a life. He goes to the grocery store. He might go to the library. I don't get spending billions and billions of dollars and lives and anyhow. But I will say, what is dude's name? Like the bad guy's name.
Oh.
What is his bad guy name?
I have it pulled up. It's Safin.
That's right.
He's got a weird first name. It's almost Lucifer.
Yeah, it is Lucifer.
It's Lucifer.
Yeah. A little on the nose. But his revenge is the best revenge of all of them.
Like the revenge.
Because he,
when
like,
he got revenge.
yeah, when he, like, makes it so that Bond cannot ever be with the people that he loves, that's the best revenge. So, good job on the revenge, Lucifer.
Good job. Lucifer.
The plane sub thing is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's.
I don't think it would actually work, but
That also
it's
just
kind of cool.
feels like classic James Bond.
Right. That's what I got.
I like that. Deets.
I didn't just hate it. I can see good things.
I just want to say, first and foremost, this movie looks good. I think the lighting and the shadows and
It's no Skyfall, but yeah.
it's different than Skyfall, but it's still gorgeous, though. I think it's hard to deny that this movie looks so good. The beginning opening sequence, a couple things that I've never noticed until recently. The James Bond starts with the classic shooting the gun at the barrel.
Yeah.
No blood. And I think that's just foreshadowing. I saw one person say, maybe it's because it transitions into snow. Like, no, this is foreshadowing his death. Like, it's the only time the blood doesn't drip. It's just, that's not nothing.
Yeah.
That's just subtle and kind of cool foreshadowing. I did not remember until we watched Spectre that she tells the story of a man breaking into her house as a kid, Inspector, and then they put it into this movie.
Oh.
And I severely doubt they ever meant we're going to go film that, like when they wrote that for Spectre. But they're like, hey, let's start with that, run with that.
Yeah.
So I completely forgot about that. That's neither a pro nor a con. I just forgot about that. All right, I like that we get a proper Bond henchman. This is the first and only time in Craig's films we get a henchman that stands out with the robot eye.
Yeah.
Bond calls him Cyclops. He keeps coming back. He gets a death that's like more.
But he died at the start. Like, didn't he Bond broke his neck?
He got his head thrown at a wall. He didn't die.
Like, when he showed back up, I was like, what is going on? Is this another guy? But no.
Like, here's the thing.
Also, what's with his eye? What is the point of that?
Well, it was to film for Blofeld. And then, he switches sides for the other guy to watch all of the...
Okay. Never mind. Sorry to interrupt.
He's got a robot eye! He's a henchman, Dietz! In fact, the one thing Skyfall could have done better was Silva could have had one henchman.
He had a lot of henchmen.
No, he had just goons.
Oh,
goons and henchmen are different.
Yeah, that's true. that's true.
It takes 23 minutes before we get the opening credits. I love it when movies take a long time to get to the opening credits. So
Why?
Here is what?
Why?
Because it's different and it's cool.
Okay, yeah.
You forget that you hadn't seen them. And then all of a sudden, 25 minutes in, you get the Billie Eilish song. And I've realized something about the James Bond themes. Because I don't know if I love this song, but when they use the music as part of the soundtrack, it makes it seem like it's really good.
Yeah.
And I know Billie Eilish, she's talked about, she wrote it with Hans Zimmer. During COVID, she wrote and recorded the song in their RV in their driveway and stuff, which is kind of crazy.
That is cool.
But so she worked with the composer to write it, which I think is cool, and I think that's the secret. Because even the last one, I like the Sam Smith Writing on the Wall song, but I think it's when it reinforced in the scores when it really solidifies. Oh, this song actually is good because it's cool, or I like it here in this scene or whatever. I think it's fun to see Felix again, and I think this movie kind of somewhat successfully says this is maybe Bond's only actual friend, another spy, the only one who could really understand his life.
That's part of the humanization. Yeah, I did like that.
And I had to look up the game they were playing with the coins because I had to know what it was. It's like a traditional who gets to buy the drinks, the loser of that game type of thing gets to buy the drinks type of thing. Ana de Armas is only in one scene where she comes in as a character named Paloma.
Means dove.
And here's the thing. It means what?
Dove.
Oh, I didn't know that. Look at this insights you bring into this.
That's the one for today.
Right after this movie came out, people were like, well, now what's going to happen? I think a lot of people thought there might be a spin-off with her character or something. Like a new CIA agent who's fresh in the field. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think she's likable. And here's the thing.
I decided I don't like her.
Nah, well, you're wrong.
Well, she's just...
Have you ever looked at her? Because...
Right, but that's all... I don't know. Every movie... With the exception of Knives Out, she's just this kind of... I don't want to use the word slutty, but I'm going to use the word slutty character.
Wow, disagree, Dietz.
What? There's no way. She's friggin' practically naked the whole time. Okay, and then I watched, which I would recommend. Have you seen Eden?
Not yet. It's on my watch list.
It's very, very good, but
that's a Ron Howard film, I think.
She's on this island with bare minimum crap, and then her boobs are hanging out all over the place. I don't know. I decided I don't like her.
Eden has moved up on my watch.
You suck. Anyhow, whatever.
Okay,
yes.
But here's the thing. If you look at her filmography, this is after Knives Out. Daniel Craig and her know each other now from Knives Out, which is kind of fun. Footnote. But two things. This movie's kind of setting up... James Bond's at the end of his action. likeness, and like there's new generations coming up with Paloma and the other new 007 lady. Like it's kind of showing like there was two different generations happening here.
Right.
And I think ultimately this movie does say we do need the old generation. They are going to save the day in the end, which might be counterintuitive to kind of a lasting message. But I think she's fun at the very least in this.
I still, even after having watched this, do not understand the draw of action movies. But that's okay. Carry on.
Okay. That opening sequence, I don't know if I specifically highlighted, that jump on the motorcycle is just so freaking cool.
It is pretty cool.
It's like, I don't even care if it's realistic. He might land on a person, but it looked cool. I like that he's like mad at Madeline or whatever, but still opens the door for her.
Right.
That's a fun little detailed deets.
Yeah.
And I like that sequence when they're all shooting at the car. Maybe it's unrealistic. I don't know your mind.
Maybe?
It's bulletproof glass. Dudes.
No, bulletproof glass is not like that.
Whether it's realistic or not, just the scene I think is good. He's mad at her, doesn't trust her, and maybe he shouldn't be so quick to trust the bad guy, but I like that. We all have our secrets. We just didn't get to yours yet, you know?
Yes.
And then he does they let the car have the guns and the smoke, and it's good. Deets. You already said
I'm
you liked it. No
almost
take
positive that you cannot, from a dead stop, make a car spin like that.
Well, let's try it. Let's go out in the
I'm
parking lot
almost
right
positive.
now. Let's go try.
I mean, it looked cool. You're right. There.
Fine.
That's as far as I'm going with
will
that.
result on the rule of cool.
Okay. I think that's the only rule that makes action movies.
Okay, let's sidebar, Deets.
If it's
Let's
cool, they'll do it. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. It doesn't matter if it's physically possible. If it's cool, they'll do it.
Okay, let's sidebar. So let's.
Oh, you're sitting there waiting for me.
Yeah, waiting for you to stop with your nonsense.
Okay. I have stopped.
There is a legitimate conversation to have, specifically with action movies, about what if the action is bad but the story is good, you know? Or
Yes.
let's say the writing's or acting's good or whatever. But there's something to be said like, yeah, but this is a visual media, and we like to see spectacle sometimes.
True.
There's nothing to say like the movie looks incredible or has this incredible sequence that makes you like with your mouth drop or something or whatever, but what if the story's bad? Like, I don't know. But movies are sound and visual on top of writing and all editing and all these things, the film form theory or whatever, but
Yes.
that's why when we were
So
arguing.
where are we going with that?
What I'm going with that is how much weight should we put on just the visuals alone, or spectacle?
Wait.
'Cause-
So your argument is that if it looks good, it is good.
Well, my real argument is, if you like a movie that's not the best but it looks good, I think that's still a legitimate
Reason to like a movie.
reason to like a movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, for
I'll
example,
give you that.
my brother-in-laws who hate The Last Jedi, I was like, yeah, I think it's the most gorgeous looking. Like, I think it's the best looking Star Wars movie. And he said something like, yeah, but you could put lipstick on a pig,
True.
And I don't want to say that's the only reason to like movies, but I think the cinematography and stuff contribute to the overall experience.
Well, of course.
And,
I agree.
but maybe I do put some more leeway than others than like if it looks good, I might appreciate
Yes,
it.
I have noticed that.
I also though will say I think seeing movies in theaters also changes your relationship with the movie too. I think
I
any
disagree.
movie, even bad movies that I see on the big screen in the theater, I'll like more than movies I don't see on big screen sometimes.
Cool.
That's all I'll say about that, dudes.
Okay. I mean, I understand. I agree, even. It's a part of the whole, but I think you and I have a different ranking of importance.
Right, sure,
of
there's that.
things in the movie.
Logic is more important
Yes.
than it is for me.
Yes.
I think we can say.
Yeah,
by
safely.
the mugs on our desks. Shout out to Tune My Heart podcast.
Yeah.
Gifting us those mugs.
Appreciate it. It is sitting on my desk. I see it every day.
Mine's sitting on my desk.
Yeah.
We both have them on our desks. Okay, some more pros just because I think there's a lot of fun stuff. I like how when James Bond comes back, he kind of has a disdain for M.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of fun. And also, we'll come probably back to M. M's character is a little interesting here.
Yeah, doing a little
Like
ethically shady
yeah.
stuff.
Okay, I like that. Like he comes in, has this desk gotten bigger or you just smaller? That's fun stuff that he's doing. I like how, like a small detail, the new 007 asks permission to kill someone on her assignment.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks for the formality, 007. It's like, yeah, because James Bond will never, ever do that ever.
Yeah.
James Bond does what he has to do. He will never ask permission to kill a bad guy, but the new one's by the book, you know?
Yep.
And I do like James Bond is maybe less stoic. Because Skyfall, a movie I love, my favorite James Bond movie ever, a lot of what's going on is internal, and we're just watching him internalize stuff.
Right.
And this one, he's more emotive. He's more expressive.
Vulnerable, maybe.
Yeah, and I think that's super important for the ending of this movie. And I love the fashion. We don't talk about costumes a lot in this podcast, but I love Bond's fashion. I mean, Bond and fashion kind of go hand in hand, like suits,
Like
three-piece
a tux?
suits, like tuxes suits. But this movie, it's not just tuxes. He's wearing. There's like really cool looking car chase in the woods because it's all foggy. Don't roll your eyes, Deets. I'm editing this, so that's staying in. Hold on. No, that's a cool looking chase scene, Deets. Like,
Okay, just keep.
all right, like you can see like the guns, like the bullets flying through because it's all foggy and like the car can't see things, so it hits. That's fun. Oh my gosh, I'm mad at you now. But like, James Bond is wearing this cool like brown, not a trench coat, but like this brown like overcoat thing. And then when he's infiltrating the base at the end, he's got this sick looking like blue sweater, and then he takes it off and gives it to his daughter, and then he's wearing this like
Yeah, that was cute.
like cover, like he's wearing suspenders and gloves. I'm like, James Bond, you're dying, but you're looking rad. I mean, even in Spectre, a bad movie, but he looks good. Like the
Yeah, I mean, that's
sunglasses and outfits.
his defining feature. He looks good.
Yeah, and I remember one time flipping through a GQ magazine, and GQ, since it's like fashion, whenever they interview like the celebrity of the magazine, there's a photo shoot, and the GQ would tell you how expensive all of the literal like shirts and pants are. I'm like, holy cow, that's just another world
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
absurd.
And it's got to be the same for this, because I would kill for that blue sweater he's wearing at the end. That's a cool looking sweater.
Cool.
Anyway, Deets, just two more little things, and there's other stuff to talk about, obviously. But like, there's a shot at there's a sick one take, which he's just fighting up this staircase, killing the goons, and then the henchmen, because there is a difference. And it's all filmed in a one take, because like he looks at his wife and his daughter, and it's on the boat, and it's just a pure white background, and you're like, oh man, that
was nice.
That shot is just. This is the last time you're
great
seeing
shot.
these two, you know, in hindsight. It's like, let me go take care of everything, and it's just like he has like it's almost like a video game, I guess. It's
Actually,
just
that's exactly
cool.
what I wrote under my cons.
Yeah, and cons. I mean, I think it's cool because it's, I don't know, maybe a little bit more visceral, and it's just a huge step up of anything in Spectre, and
Yeah.
it's not shaky like Quantum. It's more stylized than Casino Royale.
Mm-hmm.
Skyfall is pretty good, but this movie, like, then the one take up the stairs, and all the guys die in one shot, which I thought you'd have issues with. You probably do.
Of course I do.
You know what's a franchise that doesn't do that?
What?
There's a little thing called John Wick,
Oh, jeez.
where you don't like your goons dying in one shot and that's it. Well, in John Wick, it takes a lot of these little guys multiple gunshots, and then they're down.
Wow, that's a great selling point.
Sometimes random guys will just go one-on-one with John Wick and last for a good while. And John Wick's good, and you're wrong about that. We'll never covering it on the podcast. Ever.
I feel like we've covered enough of it to have covered it.
I know, but it's you bring it up as your whipping boy all the time, and you are wrong.
Okay.
And you should feel ashamed. Anyway, that's fun. Like, even when he kills the Cyclops guy, there's a classic Bond one-liner.
No, we're not doing that.
That's part of James Bond. That's why we like it.
I have a long list of stupid lines.
Give me Bond with all his dad jokes and puns. I showed him my watch. It really blew his mind. And you're like, I stood up and saluted the screen when I saw that. You did
not. No. That's so freaking cheesy.
Sometime after that, though, in the same villain lair, he's in this tunnel, and I think it's a circular tunnel on purpose.
That was cool
because he stops and turns and shoots just like the intro.
Was cool.
I'm like, that's good stuff. Yeah, that's good stuff. I like Q. Obviously the voice of Paddington Bear.
That was not obvious.
That is obvious.
Oh, okay.
I think James Bond coming in with Moneypenny into his life. I got a date coming in 20 minutes, and he's like, I just helping himself to drinks. And so, we gotta save the world. It's time.
That was good.
I like that they're kind of friends, which makes it fun because Q in the old movies a lot of times it's they kind of have a begrudging relationship. Q's try not to break this one bond, but sometimes it's I don't know. It's fun, I suppose, but it's Q's gonna kill me for this. I broke his thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's it's less good when they don't like each other as characters, but when they like each other, I think that just makes it better.
That's another, part of the humanizing in this movie. He's got people that care about him other than just him being a Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good.
And there's two major pros that I think make this not just any other action movie.
Okay.
And the first is killing off not just Blofeld, but all of Spectre.
But he didn't do it.
He didn't do it, but the movie did it.
Right.
Spectre is the evil villain in the shadows since the beginning of this franchise. Until they lost rights somewhere in the middle of the Roger Moore stuff, but whatever, that doesn't really.
So what we're saying is that every single person in Spectre was in that room.
That's what we're saying, Deets.
Okay.
That's what the movie is telling us.
That is.
Here's the thing. I think it's.
Why would anyone do that if you're running a big bad guy?
Cuba, Deets. I don't know.
Okay.
But
carry on.
It's almost the
carry on. This is one of your big things.
Yeah, I the first time I watched it, I didn't even register whatever. But now I'm you know what? That's actually kind of huge. This movie killed off Blofeld, which was Batman's Joker type of thing.
Kind of.
Yeah, it should have been in Spectre.
Right.
I mean, but Blofeld, he will always come back. He's always got a trick up his sleeve. He's like Moriarty to Sherlock, He's like, I am your equal, and but let's kill him off, and let's kill off his entire organization. I think that's kind of commendable. If I'm being honest, it's no movie. There's not going to be any leftovers with Spectre. That's all gone. That was a big deal a movie ago because it's been a big deal for 50 years, but not anymore. This is the ending right now, right here in the world we live in, 2026. For 5 years, James Bond has been dead. Spectre has been dead. And I think the movie... Okay, I already brought up... I need to get new references, but... In Star Wars, The Last Jedi, that movie gets, to this day, a lot of hate because it tried to change things. It tried to shake the status quo. And Star Wars fans did not like that. But...
Rightly so.
Well, okay, maybe not, because that's against my argument right now. But
oh, I mean, yeah, good hate.
And then, this movie even kills James Bond. This movie is doing not just... There's a few huge things this movie does.
Right.
Let's give Bond a wife and a kid.
Are they married?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay.
I don't know. There's a fun little moment where he goes, "This is my family," which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
I love that so much, and it might be getting time to the end because we're going to transition to cons here, but this movie is setting up a ending. Like a non-questionable, he did not live ending. Don't worry about Spectre. They all died in this movie.
Yep.
Ending. Like, I don't love the villain in this movie. I know you like him.
I liked him more than Blofeld.
Well, that's not hard. But this movie, the villain, to his credit, it's like, Blofeld Spectre screwed me over when I was young, and I finally got the means to get it back over. Like, who are you? Like, the movie, like, who's this guy? Who is this guy?
That's one of my big cons.
And that's the one thing. It's like, who killed Spectre? Was it MI6? Was it the CIA? No, it's just a guy with a grudge.
Random guy.
Kind of. But I think it's commendable. It's saying, like, those things that used to matter actually don't matter anymore. James Bond did not get out of that. He's not wrapped in. I watched this. You're gonna think this is ridiculous. I watched a video on YouTube that was over 2 hours long about this movie, and this guy has dedicated his entire channel to James Bond. He's got reviews on everything from books to movies to video games. It's all James Bond, and he's kind of a fun guy to watch because he adds a lot of like fun little jokes as he talks about it. He hates that they killed off James Bond.
I'm sure.
He thinks there are ways to figure out how to make him survive, to stop the missiles, to stop the nanobots. He doesn't like that, but I think that's what makes this movie better than average, especially for James Bond movies, is that he does die.
Yeah.
This movie has a definitive ending.
Yeah.
And I think that's commendable.
Yeah.
And you send me the text of the throw up emoji, and I'm like, about the last 20 minutes, and I'm like, that's what makes this not any other movie. You famously, let's get into it right now. You famously are like, oh, action movies are the same. Guess what? They save the day at the end. Yeah, but did you know James Bond was going to die in this?
No.
Did you know he was going to sacrifice himself for his family for this?
No.
Because you didn't know he had a family.
I didn't.
But
wait, that's us getting into it.
Well,
that's all we got.
No, well,
come on, come on. All
right,
so come on. Is that all you got?
Jason Dietz, this man who's sitting like, I don't know. You're farther away now because we're in your classroom today. You're like, all these movies, all the same. You can predict all these things.
I've already admitted that was not entirely
even
true.
James Bond.
It's still 95% true.
You have said James Bond. You hate action movies.
I do.
And then you hate James Bond movies above action movies.
I do.
In your level of hatred.
Yes.
Sure. And this movie has given you at least two good ones and two great ones, one good one now. It's kind of feeling like.
Well, yeah, I would say.
But
this
is not like every other
you
action
have to
movie.
admit
This is
that
not like every James Bond movie. They killed off James Bond! Definitively!
Great.
That should be a great. Like, you should.
The fact that I have no issue with the fact that he died.
Okay.
That's good.
All right. Maybe I'm misinterpreting your issues.
I'm talking about the vomit of pathos that is the last 30 minutes of this movie.
Well, you're probably wrong about that, too.
Okay. That's all I'm talking.
Okay, we're here.
Do you want to get into it?
Yeah.
All right.
What don't you like about the pathos of the end?
No, the vomit of pathos is what I'm saying. Okay. So I looked it up. I did some research, which I don't generally do.
Oh.
I looked up.
Go for it.
How long or how far away is what I looked up. How far away from a target does a missile have to be launched
for it to be 9
for
minutes?
It to take 9 minutes? Do you want to take a guess?
Mile.
No. 3,000 miles away. Which means that it had to have been launched from Moscow, from the far side of India, from Alaska, past Hawaii.
That's funny.
Wait, hang on. From northern Australia, from Pakistan. That's how far it had to have been launched from in order for it to take 9 frickin' minutes to get there. Okay. That's the starting place of the problem of this ending.
Let's put but science. statistics.
Okay,
of
you are aware of who you're talking to.
I know,
Okay.
but we
All
have
right.
missiles. We know they're coming.
All right. So then we
That's all we
come.
need.
Okay. And then we have your one take, which is absurd. I think anyone watching that has to just. It looks cool. Whatever. There's no way that many stupid people work for anyone. Like. Oh, there's shots in the hole. Let me open the door and just stand there. Friggin' I hate action movies. Anyhow, so we've got that. And then he gets into the room. And Q's like, you gotta be very careful, very cautious, very whatever. He's just flipping crap and it works.
That's officially one of my pros.
That's stupid.
Q's like, it's a very complicated way to open these doors. He's turning everything on. I got it, Q. That's so good.
Great.
I love that. That's
Then
one of the best parts of the movie now.
He's leaving. Dude somehow undoes whatever and closes everything back up. How? Like, how does he do that? Well, no, because nobody's even been in that room. He doesn't have this hooked up thing that, just in case anyone ever opens the missile bay doors, I'm going to push this button. Whatever. I will admit that the little showdown between the two of them was good. Yeah. I thought that was excellent.
Bond gets shot twice.
Yes, and I think he should get shot more. Great. And then the reveal of, you can't ever touch your people. That was also good. So then he climbs back up and undoes whatever. That's absurd. If you have a button somewhere that you're going to push that's going to relock the missile bay doors, odds are you're going to have it lock them. So the dude can't do anyhow, whatever. So he comes back up, he undoes the missile doors, and then he goes and stands up there, and we have all the violin music and all the crap of whatever. Oh, just away. I love you. And then, so the ending of this movie is just that. It had some good moments, but overall, it's just absurd.
I don't know. It sounded like
It's totally absurd.
But a lot of your complaints are not, to me, important complaints at all.
Because you like the spectacle.
The bad guy has a switch. Maybe
How's
he was in that room. Show me a map of the facility.
It doesn't make sense for him to have the switch.
I don't think that's even important at all.
I recognize that. I have been with you for years doing this podcast, and I recognize that you don't give a crap about things making sense as long as they look good.
I think it does, though. That's it's not.
He's got this drop thing under his seat just in case somebody happens to pull this freaking. That's bullcrap.
That's put it on my con list.
You know what?
I'll give you.
I'll even say everything that happens almost by the time they get into that sub pen to the end of the movie is bullcrap. There, I'll say that. They roll in with their little secret subby thing. Everything else, I'll give you my whole list. There's no guards anywhere in the whole frickin' place. If you've got this super secret whatever the crap, no.
Okay, that's fair.
No. What is the purpose of the acid pit thing?
So I actually also don't think that's the best because they call it a garden, but we've already established.
No, I'm talking about this.
No, I know.
Oh, okay, my bad.
We've established it's nanobots, right?
Sure.
But then he's like, I grow plants here. Let's call the place we build the nanobots a garden. Why didn't you just make it a plant thing or something?
I don't know.
That seems like a harder way to stop than. It's just where the nanobots are made, I suppose.
In acid?
In the acid water.
What are the light?
I don't know. It's all science fiction-y stuff.
Things. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's they have this random pit of acid where something happens and a bunch of people are walking around in it. Anyhow, whatever.
That's just where they build the thing.
Okay, the henchman is a moron. He's in with Madeline. He's like, you know what this flower does? It makes you. Why would he put that in a piece of. No. And then, so Bond is going in with Nomi, I think it's her name. And the communication cuts out, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's good. I approve. And then they go through the exact same places later on in the movie, and the communications work just fine. Yay! Whatever. And then I did write the absurdity of the final shootout. Like, there's this entire army, and they're just lined up just exactly like a video game. And, like, you shoot this guy, and then another guy comes in for you, and then another guy. And they're like, why don't you just all get in the thing? They blow them up, the end. No.
It is,
The
yeah,
ending
it's video
sucks.
gamey, but I think it's... like, here's a one
It's
to compare.
great.
Here's a comparison that's also on a stairwell. It's from Atomic Blonde with
Okay,
Charlize
which I
Theron.
didn't really like.
Yeah, I didn't really like it either, if I'm being honest. But here's a difference. In Atomic Blonde, you can tell where the cuts are. Like, she's fighting up the stairs, a bad guy, fight. But you can tell where the cut is because then, like, they have to set up the stunt. Like,
Yeah.
where...
Yeah.
And that happens
It
once
looked
in this.
very, very scripted.
Right. And in this movie, it's less like that, except for, like, when the guy comes up. He puts the guy right in front of the camera, a cut. Because then the next thing he throws him over the stairs.
Right.
Like, they had to set up a stunt in between.
Right.
But, like, it's just less of that, I think.
Yeah, it
But,
looks less
maybe,
crowded.
logically doesn't
Okay,
make sense.
so,
but
wait, I got one
it's
more.
a well done one, I suppose.
Okay, great. It looks good is what you're trying to say. So,
My heart was pumping.
So, if you either I don't understand how grenades work, or this movie is full of crap, because he's standing closer than you and me are currently. We're 5 feet away to a lot of grenades, like 6-ish, and he doesn't do anything other than dive to the side. As far as I know, grenades are explosive shrapnel bombs.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
I am aware that most or a lot of movies get grenades wrong.
Yes.
Like they make the explosion way, way too big.
Well, in this one, they were like, you know, those little poppy things that you
Yeah.
throw on the ground? Yeah.
That's fair.
Anyhow.
And I've seen videos even saying like real grenades, there's like not even any fire really. It's just like
Just shrapnel.
Yeah, it's just like the egregious example is probably in I Am Legend. There's a grenade explosion. There's like it kills a whole room. It's like no, grenades
yeah.
aren't that big at all, type
Yeah.
of thing. But I think there are some are more realistic that way in this movie than there.
You say some movies are less realistic than this one, so they must be good.
In Archer, the cartoon show, which is just largely entirely a spoof on James Bond, he gets tinnitus. So like whenever there's an explosion, there's usually a joke in Archer about that's how you get tinnitus, or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Up until that part, though, I thought this was a pretty good movie.
you know what?
So the last 30, 40 minutes...
I'll say this: most of the stuff I don't like also comes from the ending.
Oh, see?
Because it's contrivances is what I was trying to think of.
Yes.
The YouTuber I was mentioning, he has a bit about the contrivancy teeny or something. You have to drink it and like, is there any
Yes.
left to? But like,
Oh, see? Look at you.
yeah, I think this is a weaker villain, kind of because like, all right, this guy with Madeline as a child, and now somehow this is how you think. Somehow she's the one person that can talk to Blofeld. Just so happens to be the one that had this run-in with
Right.
the villain. Somehow that's like kind of a big pill to swallow type of thing.
Yeah.
And then the whole near the ending, it's like, what is this bad guy's? What does he want? He wants to vaguely kill
Yes.
people, mostly in Europe. It looks like.
Yes.
I honestly think this movie would have been stronger if he specifically said something like a race. Like I want to kill all of this. Like if it was more specific. Like
Yeah.
what if in the end he was racist or something?
Yeah.
You know, that would have been like, oh yeah, that's not good. But it's just vaguely, this can kill off whoever you want. Yeah,
Right.
that's bad. But
And he wants to do that. Why? Yeah.
right, exactly.
Yes.
Fans used to speculate going in that he was going to be a reincarnation of Dr. No from the first Bond film. And like, no, he's just a guy, I guess.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I think, because here's the other thing for you. Oh no, Bond, there are ships coming to the island to pick up the weapon. Who are they? We never find out.
Yeah.
I think if we
okay.
got more detail about what the bad guy's deal was and who he's working with, I think that would have been
Like, it makes
better.
sense that he wanted to kill Spectre.
Yeah, just a couple little things.
I got more big things.
All right,
but
I got.
get
Let me do
some
my little thing first.
Get some little stuff.
All right, James Bond strangling Blofeld, saying "Die, Blofeld, die."
That was dumb.
It's dumb, and I learned this from that guy's video. It comes from the book, but
Yeah.
it's a great an homage to a book, but it doesn't work in this
Yeah,
movie, so you shouldn't
at
have
all.
done it. They need an excuse for him to touch Blofeld because he had the
Right,
nanobots.
that's
but
the only-
It's
right.
mostly just kind of cringy.
Yeah.
I
I
suppose is
agree.
the best way to say
Look
that.
at you.
And I guess the only other serious one is I feel like the movie should address the ethics of M's decisions more.
Yes.
He kind of gets off like, hey, everyone's asking what we're doing in this airspace. Don't respond. Yeah, because you don't want to get found out.
Right.
I feel like
I
this is
agree.
on you, M. Like,
I
you should
agree.
tell other countries what you're doing and what's going on, and maybe they won't shoot you down or something.
I agree.
So I think the movie kind of chickened out there about. All right, that's well. There you
Look
go.
at us.
Look at us. But that's mostly. It's like I don't know if I really ever cared about this villain or what his motives. He has at least one line I'll get back to that I think is interesting, but he's kind of like I don't know. He's just the means to have an explosion,
To
like a
kill
fight scene
Bond,
at the
right.
end. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
If Blofeld was the main villain here, but like engaging, it would have been maybe more interesting. But
Yeah.
you know, we wanted an excuse to have a villain that stands out. Let's give him a cool, creepy mask. Then once again, he's scarred. There's the
Yeah.
other thing. He's deformed.
Yeah.
Like most of them are. Like that's because it's a trope. Anyway, what are your other cons?
Well, I'm glad that you asked.
Go.
Okay. All deathbed speeches are trash.
That was not a death.
That was 100%.
That wasn't. He says one thing and dies.
100%.
I thought
Yeah.
you wouldn't have an issue with that.
People just need to just die
He
like
does.
they do
He
in
says,
real
"What a
life.
life we live," eh? And then he dies. That's it.
No, he had a whole
he
speech.
did not.
Oh my. We watched a different movie. Also, all precision handgun shooting is crap. That's what I'm saying. If it's further away than like I don't know, 20 feet,
Yeah.
30 feet, you are not going to hit it with the handgun.
You know what? I agree. It's not as interesting if when they die instantly because it's too easy or not.
No, I'm talking about
realistic.
him like shooting in the last when he shot the blade off the helicopter. I don't remember what he does in this one.
Oh,
but
I think the most egregious one is he's on the floor, like in the child's pose or whatever, with his daughter's gun, bang, 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 bang. You
Yeah.
4 guys right away. Cool,
But-
I guess, but
yeah.
too fast.
Who are you?
No, I'm just saying.
Who
it's
are you?
whatever. I'm saying it's not good, Deets. I already said
Wait,
a great
how are
franchise
you?
for people who don't like people dying instantly.
Yeah. All right, and then we have the like the chase in the dirt chase. What did you call it? Like when they go off road and
Well, it's a car chase, but it's more fog than
fog. Okay, great.
dirt.
All right. So what we are expected to believe
Yes.
in this moment
Okay.
is that one,
Lucifer.
that they always knew where he lived.
No,
Yeah.
they know where she lives.
Great, where she lives. Two, that they have a whole bunch of people just waiting wherever it is that she lives for something. Three, that they knew exactly where Bond was going to turn off of the main road. And four, that he was going to turn off of the main road, which makes none of those make any sense
They
at
have
all.
a helicopter. They
Great.
could have seen it.
Okay, but yes, they would have seen it, but then they've got like 15 SUVs and like 25 people on motorcycles just sitting in the middle of a random place in the forest waiting for James Bond to drive by. That doesn't make you cringe? I don't understand. But
all right, Dietz, I'll give you one. He get rid of 3 cars by running into them. That's kind of boring.
Yeah, and
But
also
then
his
it makes
vehicle.
up for it when they're in the forest and they can't see. He whistles at the motorcycle guy.
That was okay.
Clotheslines
That
one.
was okay. But I will say also, this is another moment where apparently everyone that's employed by bad guys are morons. I don't understand why that has to be. Why can't we have intelligent
You know what's so
goons?
It reminds me. There's a.
Oh, he whistled at me. I should go over there. I can't imagine anything bad's going to happen.
There's a cartoon TV show that's that's like adult comedy about Harley Quinn, a Batman villain. But there are a lot of jokes about goons because the bad guys are the main characters, and it's like. Every now and then there'll be a joke about how I'm working for Riddler. Who are you working for? Two-Face these days? How's that going for you? You know, it's like they got like a goon convention or something. And it's, they're just fodder for
I
action
know what
scenes.
they are. It would be nice if they were smarter.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
The next James Bond movie, we need to get everyone's name and all their interests and hobbies, and then Dietz will like it better.
No. They just
Oh no,
need to-
Carl died. He loved collecting bobbleheads.
They killed Kenny.
That's his one defining characteristic. Like over the walkie-talkies.
No, we're not going. Now you're just being silly. Yeah, so although we were talking before we started, you and I have the same ranking for these 5 movies.
We do.
Just like
Skyfall,
Casino Royale, this one,
movie, Quantum, Spectre.
yes. But there's
the only
a lot.
accurate ranking in my opinion.
The what?
The only accurate ranking in my
but
opinion.
for me, there's a lot of distance between Casino Royale and this movie. For you, I feel like there's a lot less distance.
Yeah, I will say there are 3 great Daniel Craig Bond movies.
And I would say there are 2.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
There you go. Okay, I just got some stuff.
Okay.
I need to point out there is our secondary MI6 guy. His name is Tanner.
Yeah.
He's been there since Quantum. Actually, the guy who he replaced in Casino Royale, he's gone and made other movies too. Like he was in The Crown as like King George or whatever. Like he's a British guy you see. So is this guy. His name actorized is Rory Kinnear. He's not maybe in a lot of significant things outside of this, a lot of British things. However, if you want to see one of the nuts movie you've ever seen in your life, he is in this movie called Men. Once again, I didn't like that movie so much, but he is like the only man in the movie, and he plays all the men. If you want to see a weird movie, and he's like one of the main guys, I can't even begin to explain to how weird it gets, but he's in that. I wanted to shout out.
Men?
It's just called Men. What if men were the bad guys, and it's only this guy, and he's all the men?
Huh.
I can't stress, it's one of the weirder movies. Like, kids in my class would be like, man, Inception's a weird movie. Like, no.
You have no idea.
No idea. Anyway, do you think the internet had something to say when people were told that the new 007 was a black woman? Because the internet, let me tell you, the internet did have a thing or two to say. Believe it or not.
What?
Yeah, like a lot of upset. It made a lot of people upset.
That she was black or she was female?
Just like headlines were like, the new James Bond is a black woman. And you had people being like, wow, we have lost Hollywood. And these this woke mindset. But like when you watch the movie, it's actually not an issue at all.
Yeah.
But it was probably more or less they were trying to rage bait a bunch.
But she's
of
less
things.
awesome.
She is, but that's kind of the point.
Is that 'cause she's new?
just deliberately not James Bond. She's,
right.
Like I said earlier, she's by the book. We do things properly.
But is she less awesome because she's newer at it?
Well, I think a lot of people went in with because of this. They were told, like, guess what? James Bond's replacement. Like, I mean, I think people were worried that she was going to be literally the next James Bond in a sequel. Like, I think that's what people were worried about. Like, the next James Bond will be this character type of thing. And that's not what happened. That's not. But I think articles or headlines just wanted people to engage and stuff. Like, but suffice to say, there were one or two things said when that happened. But you watch the movie, and it's very clear. You're like, oh, she's just a character who gets the title 007 and this whole thing. And only because you say you don't know her, and she's not in, once again, a lot of like big movies, but Madeline, her name's Leah Seydoux. She's French. Like, she's in Moonrise Kingdom. But I wanted to shout out a movie. It's called The Beast.
The Beast.
A movie most of our listeners probably have not heard of. And it's also weird. Not maybe as weird as Men, but it's like it's like 3 different movies put together in this thing where they're trying to like AI is taking over. But it's not like science fiction-y really at all. And like AI is controlling people's lives, and human emotions are perceived as a threat. So they're like stoic, and it's not time travel. It's like not really science fiction-y, because a lot of it's like now we're in like old 1800s France type of thing, and it's a love story between her and this guy. And now we're in like modern day type of thing. Even if you describe the movie, it sounds like it's going to be science fiction-y or whatever. It's not. It's more of this love story, but it's also kind of weirdly David Lynch-y at the end, kind of horror.
Oh, you lost me right there.
I know. I would say this is a hot take only for not our listeners. I think it does David Lynch better than David Lynch did David Lynch, but because there's just multiple. There's a movie called The Beast with her in it. I think it's really good, and maybe you should check it out if you want to expand your, I don't know, viewing. It's weird, but not as weird as Men is. But here's a cool thing about it. Like, there's like, to shout out this movie most of you are not going to watch and probably won't even like anyway. At the end, it gives you a QR code in the credits, and you scan that. It gives you a scene on your phone that is weird. like adds context to it. And it's kind of like a weird horror thing. It's like, don't go in that room. Whatever you do not go in that room. Like, well, what's that mean? Anyway, just want to shout it out.
Cool.
Anyway.
It's been shouted.
It's the recommendation of the reel, if anything. Okay. I think it's your time to talk.
Philosophy and ethics.
Ethics.
So let's do the ethics, because you already brought it up.
Okay.
Like the ethics of bio warfare generally is very ethically not okay. Like, just like the idea that we're using our own bodies against us, or and then like, how can anyone do it and not think, okay, this is probably going to get out of control and ruin the whole planet?
Let's say you give it to one person, but you don't know, they're gonna shake hands with someone else, and like it grows and spreads.
Yeah. It's never made sense to me.
Plus, it changes your DNA.
Right.
You've changed who they are without their consent. You know.
All of that is not ethical by like any of the ethical schools, except for maybe Darwinian ethics.
That's why I feel like M should be held more accountable.
Yeah, and then and so we have M, who's I guess is a good guy. I guess
I think
we're presenting that he made it. Like, this is not a fringe terrorist organization that wants to destroy the world. He, like, this supposedly good guy made it.
Yeah.
Now his reasoning for making it, I suppose, is good.
Yeah.
Like, but ain't like. Okay, this is the logical guy in me. There's no person on the planet that's gonna be like, yeah, we'll be able to just contain this. We will only use it. No one else will use it. No one else is going to, no. And so anytime you're developing bioweaponry, I guess I would say that is unethical. Bioweaponry is unethical.
I honestly feel like M maybe should have stepped down at the end because
or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess there's not that much deep ethics. It's just the ethics behind bioterrorism, bioweaponry. it's not ethical.
Well, I think it is.
Period.
It's an interesting point. Like, there is nothing to defend that.
Right. I mean, there are like smart bombs that only kill things and don't destroy things. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to be like the guys like war is unethical as a whole, but this seems to be uniquely unethical.
Yeah.
It's like mustard gas or napalm.
Yeah.
Those are not ethical. I mean, I don't know. Like, where's the line? Like, there's an ethical way to kill people and another. Like, I don't know, but
I mean, suppose it does kill pretty fast. They're not suffering for a long time.
I guess
That's
but
humane, if anything.
like
But
turning.
you're not wrong. Like, because that's the thing. They have no control over it. Shake someone's hand. You hug your family. They
Right.
are infected forever now.
Yeah.
See, that's what the guy I was mentioning, he's like, it's a nanobot. There should be some sort of science fiction way to stop that. And maybe, sure.
Like, I don't know, an EM pulse maybe. If you
From
had
his
a
watch?
maybe.
I
don't know.
did notice after the eyeball explodes, he does speak in his ear hole, like his
Yeah.
little earpiece, the second after he does that.
Yes. Oh, I'm infecting you with my logic.
But then he had the classic one-liner, so I was all forgiven.
Anyhow. But yeah, the idea that our leadership has to make ethically questionable decisions on behalf of everyone else is, I mean, I guess that's true, but I also, part of me wonders, is there not an ethical way to lead people that's going to be ethical? Like, why can't we just be good people? Like, why can't we have leaders that are good leaders that don't make ethically questionable choices? There has to be a space where that's possible.
I don't, you watch any news,
Right.
it just seems so messy.
Yeah. There has to, I like
it kind of goes down to, where do morals come from? But, I don't know. Do we need to, there can't be one universal way to teach right and wrong to everyone.
Right, but there are generally accepted right and wrongnesses that it seemed like they would be fairly simple to not cross those lines, but I don't know. There are a lot of movies that do a really, like Caliber we've done for this, that do a really good job of showing just the very slow descent.
Yes.
Like, it's a line upon line thing.
Yeah.
It's not like I go from I'm a nice guy to now I'm shooting people in the face. It's just this very slow descent.
Yeah.
So I guess the only way to have ethical leaders is if I don't know, like, because there's also the inverse of that. Like, you can very slowly descend, but I think you can very slowly ascend as well and become more and more good. That also happens just line upon line.
Yeah, did you see the newest Knives Out movie?
No,
Oh.
because I did not like the sequel.
Yeah. But there's a guy, one of the suspects in the whodunit, he wants to be a politician. And there's this whole scene where he's like, I did all the things. I did the masculine thing. Like, he's talking about what he did to get people to
Right.
like him. And I think there's kind of a lot of truth to like his little list there. It's like, I covered all the things. The AI thing. The women thing. The war thing. But I think... Yeah, politicians now have like almost a checklist that they need to have an opinion about.
Yeah.
And I think that's our reality right now.
Sadly.
We can't just have a good person because...
I mean, we could.
I don't know,
but-
actually. I don't know if we could. Are we too far corrupt? Are we stepped, to quote another descent into Macbeth, like, have we stepped too far in blood?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Philosophically, I have the one quote that you probably are also the one quote that you mentioned earlier. It's Lucifer's quote. The thing that no one wants to admit is that most people want things to happen to them.
That is my quote.
Okay. We tell each other lies about the fight for freedom and independence, but we don't really want that. We want to be told how to live and then to die when we're not looking.
Yes, I did want to talk about this.
Let's talk about it.
And you know
Go.
what? This morning, I woke up, I was just on my phone, social media. I saw a video that kind of relates to it. Because it's spring break right now. It's spring break for a lot of people. I saw a video, just they were interviewing a bunch of college kids, spring break on a beach, talking about all the partying they had. And they were asking, so what's the most pressing thing in America right now? And, what did we see versus what we not see? A lot of them are like, I don't know, my tan right now. I like just spring break stuff.
Right.
I honestly think, to this movie's credit with the villain, who I don't even think is great, that's a truth.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would just be totally fine if, just tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And if as long as relatively I am happy, that's fine with me.
Yep.
I think that is 100% true.
Yeah. And it's scary.
It's scary.
It's so scary.
But at the same time, here's, I guess, my viewpoint. And sometimes it's hard not to think about how much everything is awful. And you just see, the classic line, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer.
Yeah.
And I'm more in the latter half of that. And I'm like, if everything was just good, if things were fine, then maybe I would just be fine with things.
Bread and circuses.
Right. But sometimes life is just hard, and it's hard to even be just fine with life sometimes.
Yeah.
But if someone's like, hey, just do this. And we teach, not just high school kids, we both teach seniors.
Yeah.
And a lot of seniors, we talk all the time about what happens after high school, or that's what we've been doing with the essay in my class. And it's it's hard to be like, yes, it's fine not to know. Obviously, you got so much life ahead of you. But at the other hand, there is a legitimate thing. But if you do know, that does make things easier.
A lot easier, yeah.
A lot easier. And it's so many people, myself included, if someone just can tell me what to do and I'll do it, then I'll do that, If someone told me to do this and I would be able just to have the money to make my life just comfortable, I would do it, type of thing.
Yeah.
But that's not how life is.
No. But apparently that's what we want, or a lot of people want.
Yeah,
But then, the other side of it, we have the Jack London quote that's in
the end.
Yeah,
I'm also, I was going to bring it up.
Oh.
But let's just do it 2 birds with 1 stone.
There you go. So we have, on the one hand, most people just want things to happen to them.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, we've got this Jack London quote. The proper function of a man is to live, not to exist.
Okay.
And so the philosophy, those are just how I always think about philosophy. Those are our 2 extremes. Where should we be in the middle? Should we be I am doing what I want to do, I am living my life?
Yeah.
Or should we be just tell me what to do so that I can have a decent life, I can be comfortable, I will do it.
Okay, that deeds it all comes down to, I feel like we need to make a diagram on this whiteboard here. What does it mean to live
That is a great philosophical question.
And and the movie's even called No Time to Die. It's all I think it ends with the quote. It's the movie wants us to think about it. But for us and for listeners, I think we have, how can we help define what does it mean to live?
First of all, I think it's an individual thing. Mm-hmm. Second of all, I think that the reason why a lot of people don't know and would opt for the just tell me what to do is that we don't know who we are individually. I think the answer to what does it mean to live starts with knowing yourself, understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, your passions, and where those came from and why they are.
Yeah.
And once you understand that, then you have a clear path, in my opinion. And so, in my case, I love thinking. I'm a logical person. I happen to be gifted to, like other people's teenagers. That's a big thing for me that not a lot of people have. I love teaching. So knowing those things about myself and other things, religious, whatever, that gives me a path forward. So where can I think and discuss ideas and, hang out with other people's teenagers and teach? Okay, obviously for me, this is my ideal place, being in this room or in my classroom with the people that I love that are here with me, that's living for me. For other people, it's going to be a totally different answer. For James Bond, being stuck in a classroom with other people's teenagers would have been hell for him, I imagine.
Yeah.
It would have been a terrible, terrible life. And so...
That's why, like, Dietz does this great project that I have stolen ideas from called the Who Am I? Or Know Thyself project.
Know Thyself.
You look at things like, for example, the archetypes we see in movies and books.
Yeah.
Like, which one do you relate to most? You know?
What drives you?
Yeah.
And so, so then to take that to the end, and then you can take a run at what does it mean to live. To take that to the end, the reason why Safan's quote is true, from my perspective, is that people don't take the time to know themselves. They don't put in the effort to explore who they really are. They just live, or they exist, I guess. If we're borrowing Jack London's, they just exist. They go from day to day. They don't take the time to know themselves. They don't think about who they are, what drives them, why it drives them, what would fulfill them. And we just go day to day. And as long as we have bread and circuses, we're content to let other people rule our lives and run our lives. So that's my answer.
Okay.
What's your answer?
Because I do want to say right off the bat, because I looked the list. I even looked up on Google, like, a little bit about it. But, like, I just wanted to read. It encourages using one's time for meaningful experiences rather than wasting days trying to merely prolong them. That's what the quote means. Because the quote itself is, the proper function of man is to live, not to exist. I shall not waste my days in trying to prolong them. That's the quote.
Yeah.
Oh, I shall use my time. Sorry. That's the last part of the quote. Like, living implies pursuing passions, taking risks, and creating meaning, while existing suggests merely going through the motions of life. Okay, I will say, on one hand, I was actually strangely motivated by that with this movie. Like, oh, yeah, I want to live a life that's meaning, not just exist for the sake of existing.
Yeah.
But then life has just things in its way that make that hard to do, I suppose. Like, I've told this story before, but I think it's relevant. A few years ago now, my wife and I were able to go to Disneyland. For the first time, we've been able to go. And I actually afterwards got super uber depressed because I look at my life as a teacher and whatnot and be like, I can't do that whenever I want to. I can't just take my kids to Disneyland. I don't have the means to do that. I don't have the means to do, or not just Disney, just like other things that you see people doing or whatever. And I got super depressed. And I strangely read a book that I didn't love. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, and it's all blurred out. And the book's mostly, I think, just nonsense. But the one part that stuck out with me the most was redefining what success is in your life.
Yeah.
So it's like I was using the money I didn't have or probably will never have or whatever, like, as success, where that doesn't mean that I don't have success in life or other parts of success. And this is a concept I've tried bringing up with students. A lot of them are not too interested in that, by the way.
Yeah.
But, and like, and I actually kind of was okay for a while. And then, like, relatively recently, it feels like life is just harder than it's ever been. I see the argument for, if I can just be okay, that might be enough, Yeah. Where it's like, if I don't have to, like, fight to survive, maybe that is all I need, But, like, I also, like, I know people who, like, could even struggle, like, what makes life worth living? Because I don't have not just money, but, like, what about people who care about me? Is there anyone that reaches out to me, type of thing?
Yeah.
And that game, I know someone like that's like the battle right now, and like, I think the argument isn't as simple and black and white as it might look at first, because life is hard, life is complicated, and there's a lot of things that go into having not just a life where you can, like, comfort, I guess, is the goal, hopefully, but that doesn't mean you have to have X, Y, or Z in your life, or like the fun things or the fancy trips but there's also, like, what about people who reach out for you. And you can't buy that even if you are rich. What about like relatives that reach out to you or love you? You know, like it gets complicated fast. And like it can get to the point where the things you can turn to comfort seem to be small in a way, or like it can be.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like meaningful life. Well, like I said, I think the quote is true. We don't want to just exist. We need to find meaning. But I think that is sometimes the challenge.
Sure.
Especially in today's world where we see just people living a life that looks like it's meaningful. You know what I mean? Like on social media, like look what they're up to and stuff. But I think even with
social media,
even without social media, as much as like I want to say, yeah, live a meaningful life. What's meaningful for you? That it's not as easy as that sometimes. And I think that balance doesn't get respected as much. And even like, I'm rambling now, but like if I felt like I was just okay, at least financially, that would make a lot more things easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's, if someone could just tell me the steps to do, well, I can make that happen. Like the villain here said, whatever. But anyway, what do you say to that, Dieter? Like, what does it mean to live a life?
I recognize that. I think my answer is still the same. I mean, because everyone's life has those things in it.
Yeah.
Like, we've talked on here, like, for a year, my daughter hated me, which was just devastating for me. There have been multiple moments in our lives where we literally had no idea where our next meal was coming from.
Yeah.
We've had to live in multiple places that were not, I don't even know if I would say that they were tenable. I don't know. Like we lived in an apartment, a basement apartment where regularly there was like water coming down from upstairs, and we asked and fought and tried and whatever, and finally like I had the apartment company served, and we were going to sue them, and then they finally fixed it. But like I'm just saying, every life has those moments, and that chunks of moments and months and years where life is hard. But I go back to what I said originally. If you understand who you are, you understand your passions and your strengths and your weaknesses, you can use those to get through those moments.
What are 3 steps you recommend for everyone to do that?
To knowing yourself?
Yeah. And 3 is just arbitrary, but...
Well, I mean, what you mentioned that we spend in my English class most of the first trimester in the Know Thyself project, which is a way to analyze literature and to analyze, real life situations, but it's also a way to understand who you are. And so there are many ways to poke into who you are. So first step is just start doing some of those things. Like I'll give you the examples that we use. You mentioned the archetypes. The archetypes are about understanding what motivates you.
Yeah.
So if you sit down and you can think through those. The love languages is a huge one. Understanding how you feel loved and how you express love.
Yeah.
Transformed my marriage and transformed my relationship with my kids completely. There's the 4 tendencies is another one. How you interact with authority. And understanding that. Just with those 3 things. If I only understand what drives me, I only understand how I feel loved and express love, and I only understand how I interact with authority, you can live a life understanding those things. I'm motivated by different things than you are.
Yeah.
Money is not a motivator for me, perhaps because I've been at the bottom. I can't say that. I haven't been I've never been homeless.
You've had a leaky apartment with 6 kids. That's basically as
I've never been
bottom as you can
homeless,
get.
but I've been where I genuinely we had to sell stuff in order to buy food. Like that, I've been there. And so I understand that money isn't everything. Money isn't even that important. Yes, you need enough to take care of your family, but beyond that, money is just money. And so for me, understanding that about myself when I'm in those moments is huge for me, because I can still live a life when I don't have money. Like the first time that happened to us, we owned a business. I think I've probably said this. And literally from one day to the next, the business was gone. And I had nothing. I didn't have a degree. I didn't really have any skills. I had no way to provide for my family. And so having been through that and digging myself out of that, now that, maybe I don't have everything I want, but at least I'm not there. So understanding that I'm not motivated by money is huge for me. If you are motivated by money, then understanding that is an important piece. Understanding how I give and receive love is crucial, because even if, like in the case of when my daughter hated me, she still would give me a hug or whatever. My main love language is touch. And so in those little moments that were scattered over this year, I could say, well, at least she seems to still love me, even though she doesn't like me at all. At least she still loves me. That was a way for me to hang on to and continue living when this essential person in my life was in direct opposition to me and hating me. And then with the 4 tendencies, it's understanding. So I'm a questioner, which means that my internal authority is good. Like I can make myself, if I decide I'm doing something, it gets done. But I have a really hard time with external authority, with other people saying do this, when I think that what they want me to do is dumb. I have a really hard time with that. But understanding that about myself, when like external authority is forcing me to do things, if I didn't know that about myself, I would be like, why am I so angry? Why am I so frustrated? Why is this suck so bad? No, I understand that I have a very hard time doing things just because people tell me to do them. I need to understand that. So with those 3 things, I can get through a lot of stuff. I can get through the poor times. I can get through the times where people that I love are angry or upset or hate me, and I can get through like the times where I'm being forced or asked to do things that I don't want to do, that I don't agree with, that I don't understand why they're important. And so, I mean, step 1 is just start doing those things. There are tests that you can take that will help you understand pieces of yourself. The Myers-Briggs test is another really good one. That's the those 4 letters test.
I don't remember. The problem is I don't know what the letters stand for, but
under the INTJ thing, that's who I am. I'm an INTJ.
You should be an A, no E, not an I.
No, whatever. Anyhow,
that's the only one I know. Is
extrovert versus introvert.
Yeah.
Understanding those things about myself was liberating. Especially the judging part is about analysis. It's about laying out and understanding the inner relationships of stuff. Understanding that was important for me was life changing. And then I don't know, from there, looking the step 2, I would say, would be looking at your life and figuring out what are the elements of your life that are not in harmony with who you truly are. And whatever you have control over changing in that, change it, because those things will enable you to live a life. If you're consistently doing things that are preventing your happiness, stop it. Change it. Tweak it. Get rid of things. Get rid of people. Get rid of whatever needs to change. And then step 3 would be the inviting in of the stuff that does fill you and does enable you to live a life. So that's just off the top of my head. Your question you sprung at me, that's what I would say.
That was good, though. I think that's all good stuff.
So do it, listener. Do it. Like I'll even go one step further. I think that anyone can be fulfilled and live a life in any situation.
I agree too. I'm just
like I already said, there are times where life is very difficult. I believe those are very important times. I believe those are times where your future life is formed. And depending on how you interact with those very difficult times shapes what's coming. And so if you know yourself and you've done your very best to eliminate the things that are making you miserable, and you've invited the things that make you happy, then just be in that moment and embrace the pain, embrace the suffering, learn from it, grow from it, and become stronger. I mean, the cliche is like the bodybuilder, right? Through the pain of tearing your muscles apart, you become stronger. That's a cliche, but in my life, I can tell you it's true.
Yeah.
It's 100% true.
Yeah.
I've been in just horrible, painful, devastating places. And by deciding that was not going to shape me, that was not going to define me, I was going to learn and love and grow and change and become stronger as a result of it. That's why I am who I am today. And I would say that even in the middle of it. Even in like that year, I said that multiple times to many people, my students, while I'm in that year with my daughter. And it would have been very easy to be like, well, if my own daughter hates me, how can I possibly try to teach and lift and strengthen and love these other kids that I'm not related to at all? It would have been very easy to lose my faith in myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I chose not to. And I recognize that this, like in this movie, isn't it say this too shall pass? Or that's a different movie I watched. That was The Glass House. But like this too shall pass. Yeah. Whatever it is that you're going through, whether it's good or bad, will end. Mm-hmm. The great times in life end. The bad times in life end. And so getting to the end isn't necessarily the goal. The goal is to allow yourself to be shaped in positive ways by whatever it is that you're going through, good or bad.
Yeah.
So, the end. There you go. That's my tirade.
Well, that's a good tirade.
It's true.
Well, that's good. See, that's why we got to write a book based on this podcast.
I mean, we can do it.
Things we listened or learned.
I'd be happy to.
Along the way. I wanted to bring a lens. So, like, the one main lens I wanted to bring is kind of like this, I guess, narrative structure, if anything, narrative theory. Because James Bond does die at the end.
Yes, he does.
So, like at the beginning of the movie, when they're in Italy, there's, like, people are writing something on paper and burning it and dropping it, you know? The paper burning is old things, letting go of the past. Bringing in something new. It's like you literally just said, actually.
Yeah.
Something you want to get rid of. You have to literally, in the tradition, in the movie, like write it down, burn it, and bring in something new.
Yeah.
Which I think is a cool tradition. So he's trying to like let go of his past. And Vesper, let me say goodbye to Vesper one last time. And then he gets all mixed in, like, he thinks Madeline is in with the Spectre, but she wasn't. But then he kind of accepts this new life. I have a kid now. I think, because here's the other thing. He is ready because he chooses to die. He's accepting death.
Yeah.
He stands on the top of the building as the bombs come down and clearly blow him up as well. So he's accepting death deliberately. So that it changes his death to like this statement now. Like at the end of the movie, Madeline is telling the story of James Bond to the daughter. Like, he's become legend. And because he's James Bond and has this whole legacy, he literally is like, I guess, legend, like film legend, I suppose.
Yeah.
So there's this thing in, it's similar to like Hero's Journey. It's like it's quote unquote the death of the hero, which is exactly what it sounds like. In this case, it's kind of like this rupture in cinema myth, basically. It's like, guess what? James Bond can die.
Yeah.
Technically, like this franchise has been so nonchalant about like who, like James Bond. He's George Lazenby. Just kidding. Now he's back to Sean Connery. Now he's Roger Moore for 7 movies. Now he's Timothy Dalton for 2 movies. And now he's Pierce Brosnan. Now he's like, we just know and we accept it. And this movie, interestingly, like, why I think it kind of solidifies this movie in a way until like Amazon's going to ruin it. But it kind of breaks something we have always thought was true for as an audience. Yeah. James Bond can die. That has now forever been changed because it's not like a wink at like maybe he survived. Like no,
yeah.
That's non-questionable. Film breaks a contract with us. It forces us to confront like what James Bond means, or unless you're like you and you hate James Bond. But like, it's like, yeah, our heroes can die, basically.
Yeah.
James Bond can die, and he's been alive since 60s. And like, he's always managed to come back, and we've always accepted it, and he'll come back again somehow, some way. What I think they should do, this is a tangent, I think they should make it a period piece. I think they should put him in the 60s or something. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Not to like say it's all canon. I'll just do something different. I think is what I should do. But he chose to die, and so now like if he is like this myth, our modern day mythical character, like I said, he doesn't age. He's he needs to be whatever the movies need him to be. So in a way, he's not even just like a myth. In a way, he literally is mythical. Yeah. Like as far as cinema is concerned. But Daniel, in this movie, what I'm trying to say is trying to look at the movie like the death of the hero. Not only can he die, not only can he choose to die. This movie has him getting wounded. He gets shot. He's more open and expressive. He's more human. I think it's just kind of James Bond has become a person.
Yeah.
For the first time ever.
Yeah.
And which is interesting now that he's become more humane is when he dies. But the death of the hero, maybe it's for shock value sometimes, maybe it's for a plot twist other times, and those aren't wrong or better or anything else. It's just, what did the movie do with that?
Yeah.
And I think largely to what the thing we were just talking about, the serious thing, it's like, well, how are you going to live your life now?
Yeah.
How are you going to live knowing even James Bond can die,
Yeah.
I think there's nothing there in a way.
Yeah.
It's an interesting kind of like study because he is like a fixed staple in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
But they can be taken away if they want him to. He's been with us since with our parents and our grandparents. Well, I don't know about your grandparents, but he's been around for a very long time.
Ouch.
I'm just joking. But it's just like the interesting thing, like as a franchise, as like an audience or fan of these movies, it like forces a reset. As opposed to what they've always done. It's just, and here's a different actor, but just more what you like.
Yeah.
They have to do something different when they bring him back.
It's true.
As of right now,
they can use the Walking Dead crossover if they want. Like, I give that to Hollywood.
Well, what they could do, it's British, they should just make him a Time Lord. Now it's Doctor Who. Every time he died, he's just reincarnated.
That would explain a lot, actually.
It actually would fit perfectly if we think about it.
We've just never seen his telephone booth.
Yeah. We've never seen him do the light thingy. Oh. But anyway, I guess that's the main point I'm trying to get to is James Bond. He's been with us forever.
Yeah.
That's why probably I was motivated at the end. It's like, yeah, that quote. How am I going to live a life that's meaningful? I'm not going to stand on top of an island and get blown up, but what can I do?
That's a death that's meaningful, not a life.
That's true.
So, pretty decent.
Yeah.
A lot of logical issues, but
I think I give it 4 out of 5 stars.
I would not, but that's okay.
What do you give it?
3.
3?
It was pretty mid for me.
That's nuts.
How is that nuts?
Only because I think a 3 out of 5
means it's mid.
I know.
It means it's okay.
Like, I think it's a little bit more than that, but that's fine. We already talked about it. It's not about that anymore. Listen to the first 2 hours of that and you learn why.
All right. So next week, do you want to tell us what we're going to, and then I'll tell us why my movie's a good choice to bridge?
After Jason's choice, we're going to watch the Dark Knight trilogy.
Which I'm very excited for.
Yeah, Jason has seen the Batman Begins and the Dark Knight, but he didn't see the third one, and we're just going to kind of look at them all as for this podcast. I mean, does it have anything deep to say? Yeah, obviously. They're really good.
Will I have a lot of complaints? Probably not.
I don't know, yeah. Especially
Chris Nolan.
Well, we'll see what you think about the third one, which will be brand new for you, which is cool.
I didn't watch the third one because of my rule. If you make a perfect movie, you should stop.
Yeah, you would have stopped at Skyfall.
I would have, yes.
With this one, and that would have been a good place to stop.
Yeah. And I stopped at The Dark Knight because I think The Dark Knight is a perfect movie.
It's so good. And even 20 years later, we're still using it as like a
pinnacle movie.
But before we get to the Dark Knight trilogy,
we are going to watch one of my, they're all my very favorite movies, but we're going to watch the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which is a heavily decorated movie for very good reason. And it's a good segue from James Bond, who's kind of a superhero, to another Batman, who's also kind of a superhero, but not really.
What? Batman is a superhero.
He is not. We'll argue about that. But, so Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is a magical realism is the genre that it fits in. Yeah. So it's mostly realistic, but there's also these magical elements to it. But in terms of beauty, we're talking about, does it look good? This is a gorgeous movie in every respect, in the acting, in the visuals, in the dialogue, in the plot, in every way. This is just a gorgeous film. So I'm very excited. If you've never seen it, very excited for you to watch it.
Should we do its Netflix sequel?
No.
The week afterwards?
We should not.
Maybe I'll try watching both.
Great, do that. God have mercy on your soul.
Our first 100 episodes was all Marvel. Or not 100, but, we did all the Marvel movies, and we're like, no more superheroes. But Dark Knight's different.
Yeah, because he's not a superhero.
Yeah. Maybe one day we might do X-Men, but... Maybe. I don't know. We just did a lot of superheroes. And
yes, we certainly did.
I'm excited to watch Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
You've never seen it.
I've seen parts of it, but not enough to say that I have seen it.
To be a cinephile and not have watched this movie.
I started it recently on a plane and realized I have little kids sitting next to me and I need to read subtitles and I'm not going to be able to watch this one.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We love you.
We love you.
Thanks for listening to 2 hours of...
Deez will cut out 40 minutes of this somehow.
Yeah, that's probably true. We love you. We'll see you next week.
We love you. Think critically.
Bye.
Bye.